Hi, everybody, and welcome back to G. Parker Creations. Um, I'm trying to hurry and do a painting today because it's been a crazy week, and I realized that I really wanted to get something painted. So instead of doing a fall or something picture, um, although this is kind of a fall thing, my daughter sent me a picture of sunflower along her hike and trail, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do one last sunflower for the season. So here we have it. We're doing one more sunflower, and it's just so gorgeous. I'm doing kind of a different watercolor with it because I'm doing a thick. I wanted you to see some of the texture of this watercolor, or of this sunflower. So gorgeous. And you needed to have the texture. You couldn't just, wasn't going to work to just have it be yellow. I wanted you to see the texture of it. So even though it's time to start doing some other stuff, I wanted to do this one last sunflower for the year. I've done so many this year because that's just like my go-to thing. I just love sunflowers. Hopefully you do too. You'll enjoy this little bit of enjoying the last rays of summer with this one. Hopefully I'll get some of these petals in here. Nice. She zoomed in really nice and close for me so you could just, could almost touch it. It was so gorgeous. I wanted to share some of that texture with you. And hopefully this is a relaxing thing for you, because if you've watched my channel before, you know that painting is my happy place, and painting flowers even more so. So we're in a happy place for a minute today, and I hope it brings you a little bit of peace to maybe a crazy day. You never know. I don't know if you've ever tried to do thickness of watercolor, but it's not often you do it. You have to do it really thick. You can't really do it with the dry paints because you have to wet it down so much. So this is with the liquid ones. kind of like I would be doing with an acrylic. Layering the paint on like this. So, kind of fun to do it with watercolor. I haven't done it in a while. Hopefully you're seeing some of that texture as I'm laying it on there. I'm getting some depth on here too. Okay. And then we want to do some of the background leaves, which actually are kind of dead in the picture because we've had a frost. So I probably need to add some brown in there. And interesting enough, there's a little bit of magenta in those, or maybe not even magenta, but there's a little purple in some of the stem. Paint me, no big surprise. When we drop some paint on the, do a dead leaf here. This one's a little too green, so we're gonna deaden that one down a little bit. There's another. Dead stem going through here. Another. So I think I'm just going to do the rest of it kind of a background. Greenish. I think my water's a little dirty. Not quite the color I was going for. Oh, that will bring out flower a little bit more. It's still a little darker than I want it. So I'm going to wet it up quite a bit. And then I'm going to go dab at a little bit. Sometimes you can fix things with water. Oh, got a petal there. Okay. I did my little bit bigger brush today too. And it's really funny because you can see the pixels in the middle of the flower in her picture that she sent me. But I'll just try to make it kind of squirrely. Maybe that'll show some of the texture there of that. I don't know. This one isn't so wet, so it's harder to get any kind of thickness and texture that I was able to get in the yellow. But can get some. So that kind of worked. I'm going to do a little bit of, see if I can draw some of that. I might just have to go back with the pen this time instead of doing the paint like I did with one of my other pictures lately. I think it was the aspens, the fall picture that I went and did the paint like I used to do, more than a pen. Need a little bit more black. I'm still using some of this Neo color that I did a painting a little while back. Then I had to sharpen up the color stick. And so I still have some of those shavings. And it's kind of fun to use that. Oh, a little heavy there. Didn't want quite that dark. Sometimes I can do a lighter touch. Sometimes it just goes heavier. Okay. And then we need a smaller brush for the ladybug because that's just too fat of a brush for that. Because yes, I have to do my ladybug. We need a ladybug on there. Probably the last ladybug before they either hibernate or whatever they do. I don't know. whether they hibernate or they... You'd think they'd have to, else do ladybugs survive? I don't know. But yeah, I would think they probably do. But anyway, you know, I do my little ladybug. I just realized I didn't do any of the... I have to do a little outline of the stem here. Sometimes this little fine brush does what I want it to, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay. And so we gotta put a little, you know, make the ladybug look alive. And add that little touch there. And we should be good. So thank you for joining me today. Hopefully this has been a relaxing time for you. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, would you? And be sure and come back and visit me again. Have a great day.